Hey everybody, thanks for joining us today. We've got a really cool thing we're going to film. Got my buddies at Ben's Meats to do us up a 60-day dry-aged whole prime rib roast. Bone in, 7 bones. This thing's awesome. So we're going to do it today. I'm going to trim it into some steaks, small roast. I'm going to keep some of the pellicle for something else. So we're going to kind of break this down and have some fun with it. Let's get to it. Oh yeah, look at that puppy. Nice and big. See, it's got tons of pellicle. We're going to kind of break this down into 2 pieces to start with. We need a chef knife here. I want to get 4 steaks out of this. I'm going to treat some co-workers to a good bite to eat. So I'm going to go in basically at my 4 bone rate. You can see in between these top couple bones. I want to get right in between those. Well, that pellicle could be quite hard. No biggie. So once we get in and through that, you can see how that dry age is really taking on the color of that meat, darken it up a lot. This piece here I'm going to keep aside. I'm going to dig for a roast. We'll actually do that part first in here. Set that aside. Now for my roast, I'm going to take off these bones and as much of this pellicle as I can. So I'm going to get in here from the side, try and get in underneath those bones. Trying to keep as much meat to the roast as what I can here. So I'm just going to, bit by bit, going slowly, take my knife all the way through, trim along the side there. So now I've kind of got that in. I'm going again, bring it down. Now, we detach those bones. Still lots of good meat on there, so we're not tossing those away. So now the rest of this, I want for this roast, my goal here is just to take off some of that pellicle. It's not going to have a great mouthfeel for simple prime rib roast. So I'm going to just trim that off. I'm going to keep this aside. What I'm going to end up doing with this is I'm going to use this, I'm going to make some beef stroganoff, so make sure you pay attention to Instagram for that. But then, I want to just, like I said, keep taking off a lot of this pellicle. See, I got just a little bit left there. Now we're going to come back to this another time. This could be a nice little prime rib roast for me and my wife. Check this out. Alright, so we're back. We got 4 bones left on this. We're going to make some steaks. I got some guys, my buddies at Alliance Manufacturing that help us out. So the next couple of days we're going to make them some amazing ribeye steaks for lunch. What I'm going to do first off here, I'm just going to make myself a little line right on the top of where those 4 bones were. It's going to be a little bit easier to get in and peel this away from the other side. I want to just try to take that pellicle off. I want to leave as much of that meat on as I can. So in doing that, that's what we got. So I just want to get away because I want to take these bones off. So I'm not going too crazy with all of it. You'll see why here in a few minutes. Okay? Now, we're going to get in underneath those bones like we did on that other piece. We're just going to try to take away and leave as much of that meat on that steak part as we can. Once we can peel it away a little bit, that's what we're going to do. That way we can leave as much meat on for the steaks as we can. As you see, just kind of peeling it away, let the knife and gravity do the work. I like to keep everything. I'm going to make some fun stuff with all this pellicle. But now we got that done, I could trim all that stuff off if I like. But in all honesty, I've got a different plan. I like trimming it off onto the steaks. So what I'm going to do is grab our brisket edge slicer. As you can see, this is all full of grooves. I'm going to drop my prime rib into there. So I'm going to go in. My wife likes a little bit thinner of a steak. So I'm going to go along my grooves here. And that one's always going to be a little wonky, but now we can break them down, we can go. This gives us a nice guard. And we're going to have a perfect 1-inch thick steak each way through. Now, when you're as tall as I am, sometimes it's a little tough to see that you've gone right through, so make sure you get that done. Do a better job than I just did here. And maybe some of our guests like a little thicker, so now I'm going to go 4 grooves over on this just to get a nice thick steak for the boys. Getting that 1.5 inches. The thickness of that beauty. Now remember, we're going to come back a little later on and we're going to trim that pellicle down off them. And so a piece more meat, more pellicle, go back onto my stack. Now it's a lot easier to peel this little bit of pellicle off from these individually cut steaks. And I find that I'm not necessarily wasting as much. You might get some chunks like that that you don't necessarily want. A lot of that fat. That's the thing with trimming my own steaks. I can decide what I want to keep, what I want to toss. So these pieces of meat I'll keep. Chunks of fat, don't need them. And that's all you do. And there you have it, just like that. We've got ourselves 2, 4, 6, 7 wonderful dry aged ribeye steaks. Tons of extra meat. We've got a nice little chunk. Yo, we're laughing. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.